Hello everyone, welcome to your Curious Octopus bookbinding stitch workshop. Alright, so this is just a little bonus video for all of you who joined the bookbinding workshop on January the 14th. Well, in this extra video, I'm going to break down the saddle stitch and kettle stitch for you. It's super easy and I'll show you how to do it like a pro. So we've grouped all our pages together. Each of those bundles is called a signature. We've got 5 folded pages in each one and we used a bone folder to ensure those edges are nice and sharp. Next, we measured out where we need our holes and used an owl to poke them through. Just to keep things straightforward for this video, I've labelled each hole from 1 to 5 and numbered each signature. You don't have to do this yourself, I'm just doing it to help you follow along more easily. We cut our waxed string 12 spine lengths long and threaded our needle. Next, we tied a knot right at the other end of the waxed string and left ourselves a 2-inch or so tail. Starting from signature 1, hole 1, we're going from the outside through all 5 pieces of paper to the inside and pulling that thread all the way through. Next, we're going from the inside to the outside on hole 2, pull it all the way through, back through stitch 3. So just a simple in and out. So we're just starting with a simple running stitch going all the way down. So it's just an up, down motion. When you get to the last hole, you're coming back through hole 5 and then you're going to change direction and go back the way you came. So then going from the inside to the outside in hole 4. And what we're doing is we're filling in the other parts of the stitches. So we're doing exactly the same thing, but back in the other direction, creating what is known as a saddle stitch. So you've got a stitch looking like it's going all the way down, but you've just done a in and out stitch in both directions. When you've finished all those stitches, knot your waxed string together, ensuring the knot sits right next to hole 1. Next up, we're going to learn how to do a kettle stitch. So you get your next signature, this is signature 2, and we're going to lay it on top of signature 1. We'll start by going from the outside to the inside of hole 1. Pull your thread tight. We go through from the inside to the outside of hole 2. Then if you can see the long stitches from the first saddle stitch we did, we're going to loop around where those 2 stitches join. So we're going to go from the right to the left. We go down through the first one, up through the second one, and then back through hole 2. I'm going to show you again on 3 and 4 and 5. So we go through to the next hole and that will loop around the first signature. So with every single one of these, we want to be attaching signature 2 to signature 1. So we're going to go through from the inside, hole 3. We're going to go down through that stitch and back up through the other stitch on the left hand side and then back through hole 3. So as you can tell, the loop will go down and around the last signature's loop. So into hole 4, you go down through the right hand side of the stitch, back up through the left hand side, and then back through hole 4 again. And we effectively do the same on stitch 5, but because there isn't a stitch 6, we just go round one way. So I'll show you how to do that. Come back through stitch 5. And you would go down between 5 and 6, but there isn't one. So you can take your needle just underneath that stitch. And then you don't go back through stitch 5 because then we're going to get signature 3 and do the same thing again. But this time it does look slightly different again because we're attaching to the stitches from the signature before. It's not always to signature 1, it's just always attaching to the signature before. So this signature, signature 3, We're going to go back in through hole 5. And we're going to attach this signature to signature 2. This one looks slightly different again, but effectively it's the same thing. It's still a kettle stitch. So we're going back up through hole 4. And then if you can hold the pages open so that the top signature is open so you can see the stitches on the inside. And then you hold the whole of signature 2 up as well. So if you put one finger in between the middle of signature 3 and one finger between signature 2 and 1. So what we're going to do is get between those 2 signatures. So we come out through signature 4 and we're going to go in between the 2 signatures. If you can see, so you're not actually going through a hole, you're going between signature 1 and signature 2. So pull it up through there, go back down and pull it all the way out, and then go back through hole 4 of signature 3. Okay, so we'll do that again. We're coming up now through hole 3. We now need to go between the pages of signature 1 and 2, up through the right, so as you can see, I'm holding my fingers in between signature 1 and 2 and the middle of signature 3. And then we go back through the hole 3 of signature 3. Make sure your waxed string is pulled tight. We'll go through again, come through hole 2. And then between signature 1 and 2, up and loop around one side and back through the other side. Back through hole 2. And then through to hole 1. You need to loop around again. And because it's the end one, it's kind of easier to loop around that one. You just loop around once. Then you need to pick up signature 4. And we'll do the same thing again. We're going in through hole 1. So this time, as we are attaching signature 4 to signature 3, you need to have one of your fingers between signature 2 and 3 and one so that you can open signature 4. We're going down between signature 2 and 3, back up so it loops around that stitch and then back through hole 2. So it's exactly the same, but every time we are attaching each signature to the one before. So here we are at signature 6, and as you can see, we've got almost like a little plait going down the back of the spine. So I'm holding it open between signature 4 and 5, and so that signature 6 is open. I've done my first stitch coming out of hole 2, and I'm going in between the pages of signature 4 and 5. So we're going to continue that until we've done all 10 of our signatures and we've got them all connected together. As we come to the last hole on the last signature, we're coming back through hole 5. We do the same loop around the last stitch as we've done on all the others. And then rather than going back through hole 5, pull it tight, and then what we can do is an ending stitch. So we'll loop around again, pull the string nearly tight so you've got a little loop, put your needle through that loop again and pull tight, and because the string is waxed it should hold tight. I think I did 2 stitches at the end of this one just to keep it nice and secure. You can then snip off the ends quite close to the knots, and your starting knot tail, you can snip that off too. And you should be left with all of your signatures stitched together. You'll have that one running stitch all the way across the first signature and this lovely plait-like stitching all the way through. And that concludes your kettle stitching and your saddle stitching.